shopping channel, and we are live, because who's gonna write or script this material? But my friend Helen and I have been spending 4 hours tonight together. I get to be with my work husband, Aaron Berger, in just a moment. But you know how Helen was talking about that Netgear and how that literally takes whatever internet you have right now and like supercharges it? Guess who's resetting his router? Guess who we should be, you know what? If Aaron was in my address list, I would send this to Aaron. I mean, I'm making light of the situation to a degree, but these are all struggles that we have had and are learning to have during this unique time in history. And certainly now that we're getting out there a little bit more, one thing is not gonna change, and that is our reliance on computers. And if you're gonna get a computer, you want the best one, period. Let me put it to you this way. HP is the #1 laptop and computer company in America, okay? They are our #1 brand at HSN. It's not only March Mania that Helen and I are celebrating, but this is HP month. HP month. Now, if you missed this on Sunday Fun Day, our finest value of the day was from HP. What they are doing, and I'm actually trying to remember the last time that HSN even did this, today and as long as supplies last, we are honoring the today's special price, okay? This is the best, at least for me personally, it's the best 17-inch laptop that I personally have ever sold from HP. Let me show you what you get, and then we'll get through some of the features. But in addition to us honoring the today's special price, you're getting a 17-inch, you're getting an Intel Pentium Gold, so it's all upgraded. It's upgraded memory, upgraded processor. It is an upgraded screen. It's a touch screen. It's even backlit. Normally, to get a backlit screen, you'd be looking at in excess of $1,000, and that would be in a 15-inch. And then you can choose it. Do you want it with Office or do you want it without Office? Now, if you want it right now with Office, choose the silver or the rose gold. Otherwise, we have a slightly expanded delivery window of, you know, in a couple of weeks, you know, the end of this month, give or take, on the teal and the gold. If you want the version without Microsoft Office, dealer's choice, the silver, the gold, and the rose gold. Actually, it looks like the teal is sold out on that without. Brian, the only other thing I want to confirm, I know you're seeing that Flex Pay. Remember, those are interest-free payments. You can use Apple Pay, PayPal, debit card, any major credit card. 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee with no restocking fee. But Brian, do we know if we're still honoring the VIP financing? I'll have you check on that. I'll double check on that because this is actually a rare occurrence for me where we actually are honoring a today's special price after the fact. And then finally, before I talk about the 1, 2, 3 and get my work husband out here, remember, even though we're doing this at a today's special encore price, on any one of the choices, we have a couple hundred at best, so a couple hundred at best. So we are doing, of course, our HP month. And this is what I'm affectionately calling the Get Her Done computer. And whether you choose it with Microsoft Office or not, I can tell you for a fact, our lives have changed. And yes, we're getting out there more to a degree, but you need a great computer. And certainly we sell a lot of different HPs, we sell a lot of different laptops at a lot of different price points. However, when I say if you want the best 17-inch that I have ever personally sold in over 25, going on 26 years here at HSN, you are looking at it. So move into it, get comfortable with it, enjoy it, try it as you buy it with that either, we'll check on the VIP financing or on our Flex Pay. You still get a 30-day return policy. And then I'd love to show the 1, 2, 3, because I'll have Aaron clarify some of those distinctions as well. But in addition to this being the best laptop I've ever sold in a 17-inch category, it has the best support that I've ever shared with you on the air. Meaning you get 1 year of accidental damage protection. I wish I had that on my body. That's from HP. Then you get 2 years of that judgment-free smart friend. That is your technical support. I should also point out that is valued at around $360. That alone. That's pretty close to like a $359 value. And then, as my friend Helen Keeney says, who I'm spending some time with along with you on this Monday night, she coined the phrase, we all steal it because we aren't shy about doing that. That's low jack for your computer. So that's basically another $50, $60. Well, he is priceless. My friend, Aaron Berger is back. And Aaron, you know, here's what's interesting. You know what happened? So you and I ended the day yesterday at 11 o'clock. And how many times have you and I talked about this on the air where we say, now listen, we know people shop after the fact. So people usually, we usually have hundreds of people buy it, even though we say the price is going up. That happened today. So we had hundreds of people who were in the ordering process when we finished our 11 o'clock hour. And I guess HSN, Christmas came early or something. They said, you know what, we're gonna take one for the team. We are going to, because we had so many people, normally we have the computer a little bit earlier than 11 o'clock. I think globally our buying team said, you know, we're gonna honor this opportunity for the people who were, you know, who didn't take our advice and call early, who came to the party late, maybe had things going on Sunday. It's nice that we are honoring that price. It's always great to have you here because this one is gonna be pretty hard to top, and what a way to start off HP month, isn't it?
You know, Shannon, I'll never forget, Shannon and I, for those of you who don't know, have been working together for over 15 years now. We're really good buddies on air and off. And I'll never forget the first time that I learned that hundreds of people, sometimes thousands, depending on the product, always buy the product the day after. Shannon and I were sitting, Shannon, I'll never forget it. We were sitting at the Hilton, which is where we have spent a lot of time at the Hilton bar, because that's where I would stay a lot when we were in the studio, when I would travel to HSN. And we were sitting there one night and you told me, you were the first person that ever told me this. And literally probably my first year at HSN, did you know that we always have hundreds or thousands of people the day after today's special, when it goes up in price, people think about it and really regret not having a deal like this. Heck yeah, you're going to regret not having bought it. Aaron, did you know that tons of people buy it the next day? And I said, no, I really had no idea. And then, of course, as I've learned more about our business over the decade and a half of being there, I have found out it's always true. It's true when it's a good deal, let alone a great deal. Something like this where, you know, a computer is a considered purchase. I'm sure many, many people watched us launch this yesterday and thought, wow. But just for whatever reason, didn't get around to buying it. Thank goodness you have another chance right now. You have another chance tonight. As I said yesterday, sort of our mea culpa, our apology, and our thank you for sticking with us. Last year, for the first time in a decade, we didn't have an HP month because we couldn't get any product. All the chips were gone. I couldn't get things shipped in time. And it's still, as you know, it's still very, very difficult, but we have been able to plan for it this year. So we are kicking off HP month in a way like we have never done before, in a computer like we have never done before. So here's the deal. The best of the best built in. From the biggest size to the #1 processing brand in America to the most RAM, 8 gigabytes of RAM on a configuration like this with Windows 11, with the latest Windows operating system built in, the largest solid state drive, a 512 gigabyte solid state drive. I don't know what all you're going to store on this computer, but the point is you can. Doesn't matter how many movies, how much music, how many games, how many apps, you have so much room. So let me do this because this computer, I know, it can be overwhelming. It does so much, and it does it at such an incredible value. It really can be like, holy, what do you mean? It can. I'm going to focus on two things to start, and then we're just going to work. We're going to chew our way through it. Just slowly, we're going to get to it all. But the two things I want to mention right out the gate, I think they're the most important, quite honestly. Number one, the size of the screen. In all my years here, one of my favorite things about being an electronics contributor on HSN is that we get feedback. You guys say hi to me on Facebook. I love it. Say hi to me on Instagram. You can find me at _Aaron Berger. My name, AARONBERGER, _Aaron Berger. Say hi to me on Instagram. Ask me questions there. I love to communicate with you guys. And I love hearing your feedback. And over the years, I've heard lots of feedback, positive, negative. We take it all. But what I've never heard anybody say, never one time, Shannon, is whether it was about a television or about a computer or about a smartphone or about a tablet. I saw lots of all those things. No one ever says, I wish I bought a smaller screen. Never. It simply doesn't happen because it is the human condition that we all get older. Things get more difficult to see. We never wish we had to squint more. This is literally the largest laptop screen available at HSN, or frankly, anywhere to my knowledge. I don't know another place where you can have a full desktop replacement computer. This replaces your desktop. But You can fold it up. It weighs 4.5 pounds. It has an 11-hour battery life. You're out the door to the coffee shop. You're out as the weather starts to break a little bit. This weekend, I just sort of dawned on me today, we're going to spring forward this weekend. A week before spring,
Wow.
we're going to spring forward this weekend. So as we start to be able to go outside and have a little bit more travel, a little bit more outdoor time, you can take your computer with you. You don't have to be stuck inside all the time. So it's the largest screen. You'll love that for multitasking, for getting all of your work done, all those kind of things, for snapping things into place and still having plenty of room for other stuff to go on. It's also, as I just showed you, a touchscreen. And a touchscreen is great because when you see something, even if you can't see quite as clearly or quite as much as you'd like, for example, I'm sure you can read that says more to explore, but if you can't, now you certainly can. But even more than that, as we go into each of these individual icons, you can read that says outdoor. That says baby. There's no such thing, Shannon, as small print anymore. And I know you and I are ageless, so we don't have to worry about things like reading glasses. But for the rest of yeah, we do. In fact, never search for your reading glasses anymore. Always have a big, clear picture of whatever you want to see.
Well, your eyes are not deceiving you. You are right. We are
Right.
honoring the today's special price. And actually, I'm trying to remember the last time that HSN did that outside of the holiday season, where we are honoring the today's special value price. And by the way, we're also continuing to honor the VIP financing. So if you do the version without Office, it's 12-month VIP, in which case you're looking at $54 and change. What's interesting about the version with Office, which is what most of us are selecting, because normally to add on Microsoft Office, then you have to load the whole doggone thing yourself. It's about $70, give or take. But on the version with Office, it's 18-month VIP financing. So it's actually less per month if you do the 18-month VIP financing on your HSN card, your Zulily card, your Q card. Let me give you a couple of quick updates, and then Aaron is going to continue to give you all the details. By the way, just to continue to backtrack, part of the reason I think HSN decided to honor the today's special price is just what Aaron described. We had hundreds of people in the various forms of ordering when Aaron and I finished our hour last night at 12 midnight. And by the way, that we did our last airing of our today's special from South Street Loft with Helen earlier. She'll give you a little reminder next hour. But I think because there were so many people who were selecting it and were going to buy it at the higher price, globally our buying team must have just decided collectively, you know what, let's go ahead, take one for the team. It is HP month. Let's honor that today's special value price. Now, the caveat to that is there are only a couple hundred in all of the choices. Now, you choose it with Microsoft Office or without Microsoft Office. Now, just real quickly, by the way, everyone also gets a wireless mouse. So regardless of color you choose, everybody's gonna get a wireless mouse. You just choose, do you want it with Microsoft Office or without? Now, on the version with Microsoft Office, the silver and the rose gold, they're shipping right now. And on that silver, there's, I think, like a dozen, there's 2 dozen of the silver with Microsoft Office that are bada bing, bada boom. You're getting that right now. On the rose gold with Microsoft Office, we have a couple dozen. There are fewer than 100. So these two with Microsoft Office basically were in the dozens remaining with Microsoft Office. Now we do have the silver, the rose gold, and the gold and the rose gold without Microsoft Office. Those ship immediately as well. And the gold is also very limited. If you are choosing the teal or the gold with Microsoft Office, that's the only one that has a slightly expanded delivery window. So on the teal and on the gold, slightly expanded delivery with Microsoft Office, but it's still within a couple of weeks, the end of this month. And before I turn Aaron loose, I just want to show you that teal real quickly, because Jay King was on the air yesterday. We do a show every week at 6 o'clock called Sundays Rock with Jay King. And this reminds me of a Jay King show. It looks like a geode. It looks like a slice of agate or some kind of fabulous gemstone that you would collect. So that's what that teal looks like. So remember, everybody gets a wireless mouse. You choose it with or without Microsoft Office. You can do it with our VIP financing. But if you are new to HSN, if you've never watched us before, you know the name HP. HP is America's #1 laptop brand manufacturer. They're our #1 brand here at HSN. They work with our buying team and take customer feedback to create these one-of-a-kind deals that that they don't give to anybody else. So we have interest-free payments. You can use PayPal, Apple Pay, major debit card. With Microsoft Office, it's $130. Without Microsoft Office, it's $130. With Microsoft Office, it's $140 per month on your credit card. We still ship it to you right away with free shipping. So it's not like a layaway plan. You get it right away. And then just be aware, we do have a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, which is really unheard of in the world of retail. Meaning, if you decide for whatever reason it's not your cup of tea, we even print the return labels. You send it back to us. Nobody's gonna hassle you or harangue you, but we do not charge a restocking fee. And normally that's about 10 to 15% of whatever you paid for an electronic item at a traditional retailer. We don't do that. So this is the night where we are going to allow you to get the computer of your dreams. So already a quick update. If you want the silver with the Microsoft Office, we now have fewer than a dozen. So fewer than a dozen of the silver with Microsoft Office. And then Brian, you said a few dozen, fewer than 100 of the rose gold with the Microsoft Office. All right, on that note, Aaron Berger's gonna fill in all the blanks, but Aaron, I'm gonna cut right to the chase, because when I said just moments ago that HP doesn't do this for anybody else, it's our HP month. We didn't do an HP, March Madness last year. But I also am trying to remember the last time that we did an HP where it has the 1, 2, 3 support. So can you speak to that real quickly, and then we'll kind of backtrack and get into some of the expanded features with this?
I'd love to. That 1, 2, 3, and I'm glad you pointed it out. Because as you said, we don't do the 1, 2, 3, what we call judgment-free IT 1, 2, 3 program for anyone else. Because we're the #1 selling brand at HSN. For everything HSN sells, all the great beauty and health and fitness and kitchen, they sell more HP than anything else. And that, as I like to say, makes us sweat bullets, because everyone would love to take our job, would love to take our #1 pole position. So in order to keep it, we bring the best to HSN. And this is a prime example, Shannon, of how hard we work to do that. #1, with this computer, you get a full year of accidental damage protection. So that means if you drop your computer, if you break your computer, if you spill on your computer, if your kid knocks your computer off your desk, it doesn't matter what happens. Anything that happens to your computer up to a year from purchase, we will repair the computer with original HP parts, or we will replace the computer entirely free of charge. That's it. You get, in my family, we call it a mulligan. You guys know mulligan from the putt-putt course. If you hit one bum shot, you get to take it over like it never happened. You get one bum shot. You get one accident. You get one accidental damage event that we'll take care of for a full year. So that's #1. #2, this is probably the most used. You get 2 years of HP SmartFriend, and customers love this, because what it means is when you get your computer home, you have a toll-free number that you can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Any question you have a friend in the tech business now. So for example, this computer has Windows 11. We'll talk about it in a little bit. It has Windows 11 built into it. One of the cool things with Windows 11 is something called widgets. Widgets allow you to do one little slide like I just did there. You can also, there's a little area down here where you can touch in the taskbar, and it opens up to tell you the weather, to how stocks are doing, information on major league teams, that kind of stuff. You might get your computer home and go, Aaron said something about an easy way to get information, but I don't remember exactly what it was, or I don't remember how to do it. That's fine. You've got 2 years to call and ask any question about moving files from your old computer to your new computer. We have a product on hsn.com called the PC Mover that we recommend for that. But the point is, any question you have, and you're calling the people who made the computer. It's not like calling, your son-in-law or your daughter or one of the grandkids and going, hey, I need help with my computer. And they're like, I don't have your computer in front of me. I don't know. We do know. We know exactly. We know, for example, that when you want to turn on the Backlit Keyboard, you press F4. Did you see that? See, the whole keyboard just turned on when I pressed F4. That's one of the other really cool features. I'll just pull it up here so you can see it again. Press F4, all the lights turn on. And unless you were, the HP people and you knew this computer and this model, you wouldn't necessarily know that. So the experts, that's who you get to call. 1 year accidental damage protection, 2 years HP SmartFriend, and then 3 years of, yes, our resident stand-up comic as well as show host, Helen Keeney, coined the term 3 years of LoJack for your computer. What we actually call it is 3 years of Find My HP. We weren't as clever as Helen. We didn't come up with a great name. 3 years of Find My HP, which means if your computer is lost or stolen, even if you just misplaced it, if you don't know if you left it at the office or left it at the gym or if one of your kids borrowed it, whatever, we can help you find your computer for 3 years. So Shannon, to your point, there's a lot of value. I think you have an actual numeric value of what it would cost to buy all those things. We're including it today, no additional charge, something we worked very hard to do for the kickoff of HP month.
We did indeed. So Aaron, I'm going to have you back up to the techs and specs in a moment, but you know, this is a time where I like to do just a little quick update in terms of quantity, because listen, I shot... The jig is up. See, never tell anybody anything at HSN, you know, friends or otherwise, because guaranteed no secret is safe. It's like, yeah, I shop with you and I'm on the air when Helen's talking. So we all love to shop. So a lot of times we make a list, we check it twice, then we call back later. And actually that's what happened with this computer. We had hundreds of people who were ready to spend the higher price. The price, if you see that retail value, it was going to go up by, well, almost double. This is a half off sale right now here and as long as supplies last for all intents and purposes, because whether you're choosing it with Office or without, it's about half off or half off of what you would spend if you were buying this at retail. Let me do a quick quantity update, but the other thing about that is the features that we have upgraded this to are truly, they're usually a la carte features. Just like when you buy a luxury automobile, it's like you want the bucket seats, okay, ka-ching, ka-ching, it's extra money. You want the guidance system, ka-ching, ka-ching, it's extra money. I mean, you want the specialized paint, ka-ching, ka-ching, you want the spoiler, you don't want the great alloy wheels, it's all extra. All of those a la carte upgrades, whether you choose it with or without Microsoft Office, I should point out, are in this, meaning a touchscreen, usually an upgrade. Backlit keyboard. Even on a 15-inch laptop, you do not find backlit keyboards for less than $1,000, and that's whether you're choosing the version with Office or without Microsoft Office. That is from the buyer's mouth, I should point out. So they've vetted and they've done all the research, so it's a half off. We do have to legally vet those numbers. That's whether you're choosing it with Microsoft Office or without. So here are my updates. If you want the version with Microsoft Office, on the silver, I now have 4 of them. So if you want the silver, and that's the one of the ones that ships right away. So 4 of you, good luck, can get with Microsoft Office in the silver. The rose gold, a couple dozen for immediate delivery with Microsoft Office, all right? Then the other ones for immediate delivery are without Microsoft Office, and that is in the silver, the gold, and the rose gold. Now, on our slightly expanded delivery window, teal is completely gone without Microsoft Office. In fact, it was my friend Helen Keaty who sold it out yesterday. So if you want the gold, which is a brushed gold, or the teal with Microsoft Office, one of our top choices in this show is the teal with Microsoft Office. We have basically the last 600 there, and it's just a slightly expanded delivery window. It's the end of this month, so, you know, again, if it's, time is not necessarily of the essence, although it's just, again, in a slightly expanded delivery window. People want that teal, because with that Microsoft Office, it's worth the slightly expanded delivery window, because that's the one, I think it's the coolest computer that we may have ever sold. Looks like a sliced geode or agate. It's very, very cool. Again, here's another upgrade, by the way. There's an oversized touchpad on this. Remember, it is Intel. It is Intel Pentium. It's gold inside. It's that solid state drive, which gives you longer running, smoother running, quieter running. And if you team this up with Netgear, just a plug for Joe Harrison and the Netgear, well, you'll see that item number in the corner of your screen. But the big thing is you need a better router. You need a better internet connection. You need a better computer. And you can try this as you buy it. That's what FlexPay is. With PayPal, debit card, Apple Pay, you can pay as you go. If you do the version without Microsoft Office, it's $130 on your credit card. If you do the version with Microsoft Office, it's $140 on your credit card. And then ask about our VIP financing. It's a 12-month VIP financing if you use your HSN card or Zulily card. That makes it about $54 and change. If you use your Zulily or your Q card or your HSN card and do the version with Microsoft Microsoft Office. It's an 18-month VIP financing, making it less than $40 a month. Aaron, thanks for allowing me, and customers always say, well, I want to hear Aaron. And the reason we take a little extra time describing that is there are always people who tune in and out of the presentations, and the information is critical, but we do, when we have sellouts, we do like to update you on what we have, just so that no one is disappointed. So now I'll turn things back to you, because with all that being said, whether it's immediate delivery, whether the price goes up, when it goes up, a couple hundred to go around, it's what this does, how it does it, and all of the upgrades that we're doing for this price that make it special, isn't it?
And absolutely, absolutely it is. And there are so many that are built in. So what we'll do, we've got about 20 minutes or so. So let me start with Windows 11. I'll introduce Windows 11 to you, and then in just a minute or so, we're going to play this video that walks you through. It's a beautiful video, and it'll help me explain some of the features. But sort of quick introduction, just quick background. Windows 11, of course, is the operating system. This computer has all the number ones. It's the number one computer manufacturer in America. That's HP. It's the number one processor brand in the world. Hopefully, we'll get to talk a little bit more about Intel later. This is Intel, Intel Pentium Gold processor built in, number one processor company in the world. And it is, of course, the number one operating system. This is Windows 11. It's been 6 years since Windows came out with a new operating system. Windows 11 is just a couple of months old. We'd had Windows 10, again, since about 2015. Usually they come out with operating systems more regularly than that, but everybody loved Windows 10 so much. And then the world really changed, right? 2 years ago, everything went a little bit haywire, and we needed a system that the very smart folks at Microsoft said, we can make a system that really addresses, that keeps the Windows 10 architecture in place, but really addresses the way we live today and helps. And to that end, we'll take a look at this video, and it's my pleasure to introduce you, especially if you haven't seen it, to Windows 11. Windows 11 is built to bring you closer to the people and the things that you love, specifically helping you connect, create, and play. The start menu, the settings menu, all those are very easy to find right in the bottom middle of your computer, super convenient, super intuitive. All these brand new themes. The computer is, I have to tell you, lovely to use. We spend so much time on our computer, it might as well be beautiful, right? Staying productive with things like Snap, being able to multitask. Snap is not brand new. This is the 4th version of Snap. It's just gotten better and better and easier to use. Connection. I'm going to spend a few minutes on this, connecting with one touch. If we've learned nothing else in the past couple of years, it's that our devices need to connect us, right? I mean, I'm broadcasting from my living room, for Pete's sake. Nobody saw that coming. And we need to make web calls and web conferencing a little bit easier. Well, to that end, Microsoft Teams is now built into your computer. So when you get your computer home, Microsoft Teams is already there. It's pinned to the taskbar with one touch of web chat. It'll open up a window for you. You put in the email address of the person that you're trying to talk to. It sends them a link, and you're in a web chat. It's really that easy. No waiting in rooms or for passwords or for downloads. It's really quick, and it's really, really simple. So connecting is an absolute key component, a pillar, if you will, of Windows 11, and they've done a great job with it. This, I showed you briefly earlier, I'll show you again. It's one of my favorite things. Everyone seems to really enjoy it. These are called widgets. They're built into Windows 11. So the idea behind that is I've got my desktop up now, right? I have the Microsoft Store up over here where you can download movies, music, games, and apps. I have no, I don't have hsn.com. I have YouTube up over here. Actually, I can pull up lots of other things. I can open all the different things that I have. Easy to do. But what if, while I'm on my computer, I want to know what the weather is. I want to know how my stocks are doing, or I wonder how my hockey team did today. Instead of having to open another window and type that in and search for it, you just go, one little slide, these are widgets, and all that information is right here. Also, there's some news feeds, and you can configure these. Like, for example, I have a news feed about my hometown, about Louisville, Kentucky. I can follow the news where my folks live, for example. And then when you're done with it, it's gone. So it's a really smart, easy way for those of us who now spend hours and hours and hours a day on our computer to get the info we need, but not to have to open up another window, and just to be able to keep things tidy, if you will. So those are a new thing. And then last but not least, we talked about creating and connecting, playing. Playing is a really big thing with Windows 11. And to that end, this is the Microsoft Store. And in the Microsoft Store, you can download all your favorite games and apps, Netflix, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, they're all there. But for the first time, you can also download something for gaming that is really exciting to a lot of people, and that is the Xbox Game Pass. It's right there. With the Xbox Game Pass, for the first time, on the same computer that you use to get your work done, you use to go to school, you use to do your web chats, you use to do everything else, you can now play Xbox games on your computer. You can use the keyboard to do it. You can even use a Bluetooth Xbox controller to do it. So Shannon, the idea with Windows 11, again, is bringing you closer to the people you love through connecting and the things you love. Gaming, staying entertained, your favorite movies, bringing all these things closer, a little bit more accessible in our lives.
Absolutely. You know, a couple of convenience features. We debuted Microsoft 11 here at HSN. That is already loaded. It's not a coupon or even a download, it's there for you. This is more seamless than ever before. Speaking of connecting people, with Microsoft Teams built in. So if you are working from home, that makes it even more seamless. And because it is that solid state drive, it accesses everything longer, quieter running, safer, smarter. It's a genius concept. So overall, you're getting upgrades on this under the hood that you're not paying for. I mean, seriously, and that's whether you choose the version with Office or Microsoft, or with Microsoft Office or without. Now, on the version with Microsoft Office, I just got word from my producer, Brian, the silver with the Microsoft Office is gone. There is no back order, there is no wait list. It is gone, gone, gone in the version with Microsoft Office. Now, you can get it for immediate delivery without Microsoft Office, but there are only about 150 there on the silver. If you want the rose gold with the Microsoft Office, we have a couple dozen, and that is, so about 5 dozen of that rose gold with Microsoft Office, and that is for immediate delivery. Now, we also have the rose gold without Microsoft Office, and final 200 there. Now, on our gold, now the gold, we do have extended delivery on the gold with Microsoft Office. There are fewer than 300 of the gold with a slightly expanded delivery window with Microsoft Office. And we do also have the gold without Microsoft Office, 4 dozen of those without for immediate delivery. And then the teal is completely gone without Microsoft Office. I mean, just like gone, gone, gone. But if you want that teal, that's the one that has sort of this geode or agate kind of slice of gemstone look to it. We do have the teal in a slightly expanded delivery window, but just a couple hundred there. I mean, fewer than 600. And remember, that's the version in the teal with the Microsoft Office. Everybody gets a wireless mouse, and everybody gets some kind of payment program. Now, you could use FlexPay or not. Really doesn't, you know, it's just nice to know that there's not like a surcharge if you do decide to pay as you go. I always use FlexPay. I mean, why not? There's still a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee with no restocking fee. So if you choose to return this, it's not a big deal. Nobody's going to harass you. We print the return label. You send it back to us if you don't absolutely love it. There's no downside to that. And then you could also choose VIP financing when you use your HSN, your Q card, your Zulily card. We've got 12-month VIP financing without Office, and we have 18-month VIP financing with Office. The 123 is really the way to go. It's a half-off sale, only as long as supplies last. And, you know, at the end of the day, Aaron, when we're talking about how life changed in the last, year and a half, in the last 2 years, thankfully, we're starting to get back out there again. I'm trying to figure out when's the next time that I'm going to go home to see my family. But one thing is clear. We have really begun to appreciate how the right computer can really connect us, whether we're working from home, doing our virtual doctor's visits from home, whether this is that preemptive back to school computer. I know graduation is coming up in May. It could be that graduation present. It could be that to the family, for the family gift. This is really the best of what we will see in a 17-inch laptop for the rest of the year. So if you want a 17-inch, this really is as good as it's going to get. But Aaron, that's what's really true. No matter whether you're working from home or just having fun on the computer, you need the right computer, not just the right price. Isn't that true?
Absolutely. You want a computer that's fast. above everything, you don't want to be waiting on your computer, right? You want a computer that is lightweight. This computer weighs 4.5 pounds. You want a computer with a nice long battery life, has an 11-hour battery life. You want a computer that stays cool to the touch on the bottom. This is solid state drive, so it doesn't get hot. Above all, you want a great, as I said, you want speed. For speed, you want a great processor. Let's take a minute to talk about that. I've talked about certainly HP being the #1 computer manufacturer in America. I've talked about Windows and the latest Windows operating system, Windows 11. This, you see this right here? This little sticker means, yeah, Intel inside. So not just Windows 11, not just HP, but the #1 processor company in the world. You should know HP makes lots of great computers that don't have Intel, that have other processors, and they're great computers, but they're not computers with the #1 processor. You get to be the #1 in the world only by being the absolute very best. We have a little video. This is not just Intel, it is Intel Pentium Gold. We're going to show you this video twice in a row. We're going to show it to you 2 times because there's a lot that I like to talk about. The Pentium line in Intel is an upgraded line. So the entry-level Intel is the Celeron processor, great processor. This is the next level up. This is the Intel Pentium, probably the best known name in the Intel family. This is also not the Intel Pentium Silver, it's Intel Pentium Gold. It's just another upgrade. So for work, for play, for the things you do every day, for multitasking, for video, for games, for editing, for getting your work done with Microsoft Office, which I'm going to talk about next. Taking your entertainment on the go with you. Again, it's lightweight, it weighs 4.5 pounds, has about an 11-hour battery life. For those of you picking up with Microsoft Office, it's my understanding about 80% of you guys are. It makes the most, if you use Microsoft Office, it certainly makes the most sense to buy it now. You get a little bit of a discount on it that way, and it's preloaded, it's ready to go for you. But I want to make sure you know exactly what you're getting. You're getting a full year of Microsoft 365, which is all 7 of the Microsoft Office programs. So that's Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Access, OneNote, and Publisher, my favorite. Publisher. So Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Access, OneNote, and Publisher. You get a license for those for a full year for your computer, for a tablet, and for a smartphone. So the really nice thing about that is it's sort of across the board, across all the devices that you use, you have this full year license, and it means you always have the most recent version of all of those programs. The one thing that I haven't really talked about yet is solid state drive, but I want to give Shannon another chance here as we get into our last 5 minutes or so. I'm just very conscious of the time to give you guys kind of a final update on colors and that, and then I'll spend just my last 2 or 3 minutes, Shannon, going through the advantages of the solid state drive that's built in.
That sounds great, because Aaron, we must still be symbiotically linked. It was time for me to just kind of jump in here real quickly. Silver, in case you missed it, with Microsoft Office is completely gone, completely gone. The rose gold, which has been our most popular choice in either color choice tonight, but if you want the rose gold with Microsoft Office, you're gonna have to act now. We have 4 dozen, actually fewer than 4 dozen remaining with Microsoft Office. That ships immediately, I should also point out, on the rose gold. Much like that silver, when that rose gold is gone with the Microsoft Office, it is gone, no back order, no wait list. So if that's the one that you've got your eyes on, you need to be one of the next 4 dozen people who select it. It's nice that they're honoring the today's special price, but we can't do anything with the quantity. I can tell you that for a fact, because my producer did double check. Now we do have others, actually still only a couple hundred of the rose gold without Microsoft Office, but most of you tonight and in this show are getting the version with Microsoft Office. That gold, that brush gold, is a delight. On that brushed gold, we do have it with Microsoft Office. It'll just have a slightly expanded delivery window. And then same thing, we have it without Microsoft Office, but just a couple hundred to go around. And then the teal, which has been kind of neck and neck with the rose gold, is completely gone without Microsoft Office. In fact, it was Helen who sold it out yesterday. See what I mean? We can't do anything about the quantities. I mean, so the quantities that we have are the quantities that we have. But we do have now, I think, the last 500 of the teal with the Microsoft Office. Now, let me show you this again in case you're channel surfing. So everybody gets a wireless mouse, but the teal, whether you choose it with Microsoft Office or without, has almost like a geode or, sliced gemstone effect. A lot of people collect those, well, like I said, the sliced geodes as, great desk pieces, sculptural pieces. This looks almost sculptural. And then you can see even that soft touch keyboard, which gives you great response. That's also where you'll find the backlit keyboard is also custom dyed to match. HP does this just for us. I'll just tell you that right now. They do it only for us. And we are doing it only, well, for the next couple hundred of you who select this, the price was supposed to double. In fact, you were not going to get this for $130 on your credit card or $140 on your credit card. If you see that retail price, at retail, our legally vetted, approved value is basically twice this price. This is a half off sale with no restocking fee, a 30-day return policy, and free shipping. So there is no downside to at least getting this in your hot little hands. And whether it's because it's tax season, whether you experienced a lot of change in your life this last year or 2 years, and let's be honest, who didn't? This is the computer of no regrets. And Aaron, I say that as I allow you to start doing the tour of features, but normally these are features that would be a la carte, whether it's the backlit keyboard, whether it's an upgraded processor. At retail, typically it's a Celeron processor in a 15-inch laptop that sells for this price range. So everything has been upgraded. You're just not paying for the upgrades. HP is doing that only for us. But so often what happens with people is we get excited about the sizzle. We get excited about a sale price. And then you get the computer home and you go, yeah, I like it, but ... I wish I would have gotten the better processor. I wish I would have gotten that touch screen.
The touch screen.
I mean, we haven't even covered that a lot. You check out at a retail store and they always say, do you want technical support? And you're like, how much is it? And they're like, well,
expensive.
It's about $150 a year. I mean, that, by the way, is actually, it's about $180 a year on the stuff from HP, because our legally vetted value on the 2 years of SmartFriend is about $360. So Aaron, in the final few moments, please, please, please share some of the high points for us.
I'd love to. A good way to do that, we have 2 stills that we can pop up on the screen, and honestly, they go over everything. So I'll try not to make it too laborious. I could talk about them for 25 minutes. I won't, don't worry. I'll talk about them for 2 minutes. But there's a lot to go over, so we're gonna pop these up for you guys. It starts at the top, and we'll go clockwise. HP True Vision high definition camera. So that's great for if you're using Zoom or using Skype or you're using built-in Microsoft Teams web chat. You'll love having a high def camera. Windows 11, of course, is built in, the latest operating system from Windows. Backlit Keyboard's a godsend. It really is. It's one of those things. It's what I call a hero feature. Once you've used it, you'll never buy a computer again that doesn't have a backlit keyboard, I guarantee you. Up to 11-hour battery life. So even though the screen is really big, which tends to drain battery life, this has the longest battery life I've ever seen on a computer this big. Headphone and microphone combo built in, so you can plug in, a headset or earbuds, just a standard 3.5mm jack there. Speaker and microphone are built in as well. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are built in, so you can use wireless goodies too. There's 3 USB ports, 2 USB-A ports, and a USB-C port. HDMI port, you can send high def video and audio with one cable to another screen, to a second monitor or a television. Intel inside. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, Intel. Intel Pentium Gold with Intel ultra high definition graphics. Whether you're gaming using the Xbox Game Pass, or you're watching Netflix, you're watching Hulu, you're watching HSN on YouTube or on hsn.com, you will love having some of the best graphics available anywhere. Expanded RAM is huge. 8 gigs of RAM, that's double what I would call the typical RAM on computers around this price range. And it means your computer is faster online. It means it multitasks more quickly as well. 512GB solid state storage. Solid state storage means your computer is lighter, quieter, and faster. If those are important to you, lighter, quieter, and faster, it's the solid state storage that really contributes to that. Wireless mouse included. There's another USB-A port, as I said, a total of 2 full-size USB-A ports and 1 USB-C port. And then, this is so cool, a biometric fingerprint reader. That means you can log into your computer using not only a password or a passcode, but just using your finger. You walk up, you touch it, and that's it. And that is really a feature that you see only in the finest. I mean, that's the last cherry we put on top of the best computers. Another thing you might have seen, just one other thing on that list, it said HP Fast Charge. That means the computer charges to 50% full, which in this case is about 5.5 hours of charge in less than 45 minutes. So Shannon, you don't have to wait all day when you're charging your computer either. It is ready to go when you are. And again, out the door and on the go, weighs 4.5 pounds, 11-hour battery life. It's a full desktop replacement, but it's one that can go with you anywhere.
Well, and that's what's key. All of the premium upgrades that normally you would be buying or spending a la carte. And you have 30 days to move into this to just appreciate how this is a game changer.